It's been a year now since we moved to New York from LA, and I have done some stuff to the bedroom, gotten some things over the course of the year, obviously. So I figured I would kind of do a little update and show you where things are at. And also I'm going to reupholster the headboard that I got with some striped fabric that is actually a bed sheet. Over the course of the year, it's taken a long time to even get to this point, and where I'm at right now is like, well, yeah, I have a bed. And that's basically it. I did get a little vanity stool, but overall the room still has still things that need to be done. So I figured I would just get a little update because I haven't filmed much since we moved here, and show you where things are at, and then we will reupholster the headboard. So let me just give you a little update. Okay, so here is how the room is looking right now. The idea is to cover the headboard with this fabric. So ignore all the wrinkles because I've just draped the bed sheet over the headboard that I got to sort of get an idea. But as you can see, we have a bed, and that's basically the main thing in this room because the room is really small. But the fun part that I've added is this corner nook I've turned into like a makeup vanity spot. So I purchased this little stool from a store in Brooklyn. It's called Painted Swan. It's in Park Slope. And I hung up some hooks here from IKEA. And then I have my makeup here. And I also got this from IKEA as well. So it's a little mirror. And now I can use this corner as a makeup vanity. So that's been fun. I do have some Roman shades that I got from Amazon that I put in the windows. Nothing fancy, but they are cordless, which is nice, so they just come up and down. And I obviously need the privacy because you can see right into our neighbors, which is great. Anyways, I have a painting here that I hung. I brought this with us from LA, and I love it. It's really, really, really nice painting that my mom gave me. And then for now, I'm using this side table. This is from Zara Home, but I do want to eventually get a nightstand here with some storage. So that will be good. But overall, pretty basic, pretty bare bones. That's the door to get in, and I have just our hamper. I did hang this little mirror from from a thrift store. And then on this side, I put up this hook, which is of course full to the brim with scarves and hats and everything, but we just need the extra storage. So that's how things are looking. And yeah, the goal is to add another piece of fabric as a canopy up here to go over the bed. I bought this as a set, you know, a sheet set. So this is actually the fitted sheet that I'm going to use. And then I have the flat sheet that I can use for the canopy. So that'll be another video on me doing that. But for now, this is where we're at. So let's get into the project. I'm gonna have to take this into the other room, so I'll set it up there. Here is the fabric. As you can see, very colorful. Not really my style. Totally fine. So I purchased this basic canvas duck cloth type fabric. It's really nice and thick, and it's opaque. So that is what I'm gonna put down first, because I need to cover the print of this one so it doesn't show through. We are going to continue the headboard project today. I sort of fell off last week because I got very tired, But we're back, and gonna basically just pick up where I left off. Still have to finish wrapping this around, and then we will go ahead and put on the other fabric, but I'm gonna probably trim off all of the excess here as well before starting the new fabric. I just removed some of the staples because there was a little bit of a pucker here in this edge, and I don't like how I stretched it, so I need to stretch it a wee bit better before I staple it down. It's also the beauty of like upholstering because it's not permanent really, like you can just undo the staples, so that's nice. Nice, that looks great. Okay, so I've come to the curved area here again on this side. I think I'm going to remove these as well. I'm realizing that you just need to have the give. So how you do that is I just take a flathead screwdriver. This is pretty big. A small one would probably be a little easier, but that's fine. And you just shove it in. I pop out one side, and then I use these needle nose pliers and yank it out like that. Super easy. But yeah, I like needle nose pliers for removing staples specifically because I just think it's a lot easier to get in there, like if you don't get it all the way out with the screwdriver. I am noticing this is proving to be a challenge on these curved bits, and I think having the fabric sort of like in slits is gonna help, because then you can sort of pull it how you need to pull it around this curve so that it's not getting puckers, because that's been, I noticed on the other side I already have a lot of pucker and I don't like it, so I may need to adjust that as well. All right, the base layer is done finally. Just a tiny little pucker there, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm still gonna cover it with the other fabric. So, just gonna trim the back of this now to get rid of all this like extra stuff, and then we will move on to the striped fabric. Today hopefully is the last day of this freaking project. It's been 3 weeks, so I've only given myself Fridays to work on it, and yes, we're at the last stage. I have laid out the striped fabric that I'm going to be using. Again, this is a bed sheet. It's very thin, which is why I added that first layer. I cut out the like stretchy part of the fabric or of the sheet because it was the fitted sheet. I'm gonna do a little slightly different approach to this layer than the last layer because I ended up having to take out some of the staples. So that was a little bit of a learning curve there, but I just called my mom and she was like, girl, you did it wrong. She was like, no, don't do it like that. So tip number 1, call your mom before you start projects. So anyways, what I'm gonna do differently is actually start in the center on the top and the bottom and then work my way out from the center, which is kind of what I did, but I just did like the whole bottom first and then the sides and then the top. But actually I'm gonna probably do the sides last because I ended up having to remove them anyway to accommodate for the curve. So I'm just setting up in the living room, trying to get it all put together here, and I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie, but we'll be fine. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't And perfect. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, I have managed to, I have managed to get this to where I think is straight. So we're just gonna go for it. Actually, I'm gonna start on the top. Okay, now I'm gonna pull this way. Oh, okay. Okay, I feel like it's going good so far. So I'm just gonna keep pulling and stapling. By the way, this is a lot of excess fabric, I know, but it feels safe to me. If I cut it, then I've committed. And I don't want to cut it all until I got this down. I mean, it looks pretty fucking good so far. So far, I'm impressed with myself. Okay. Let's keep going. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, well maybe I need a little help from the stove. I don't know, this is probably not the best way to do it, but I don't have a table to work off of. There's like a certain balance between stretching and then like, so it's tight but then over stretching, I'm noticing, because of the stripes. Trying to be mindful of those being straight. So I'm just like doing a little bit and then just checking to make sure that everything's still looking straight. And we are. Let me give you like a little looky-loo. Center. So again, just working my way out. I think it's looking pretty good. See how this is like obviously starting to ripple here? You just really gotta yank it. What I found to be the best is like, you're obviously gotta pull from like the high points down and like almost like work your way back. So I'm gonna pull that because that seems good. And then I can sort of grab it from here now. Really close, pulling it. No! Okay. You seeing that? It's like, you really gotta pull like right up against it. Okay, so I think I pulled from like over here. Again, this like dips. I'm pulling from up here. So I feel like that's getting where I want this side to be. Holding it in place. And then I can pull this down. You see that? Okay, I'm gonna tack the bottom corners because I just want to make sure that I'm keeping the lines as straight as possible. It may come out later, who knows. I just want to tack her down so as I keep pulling, it's like got something to sort of hold it in place. By the way, I'm using like blankets so my knees aren't directly on the hardwood. This like big dip is very challenging. So what I think is feeling right is I'm gonna sort of grab it from the center of the dip and then work my way up. Because if I keep pulling this way, like from this direction, the stripes are running this way, I might pull them that direction and I don't want them to go crooked, obviously. A gentle tug. And I think I'm just gonna, I feel like this is where I'm gonna need to start cutting the fabric. Okay, I'm gonna grab the scissors and cut because it's really hard to get this flat when there's all this extra fabric, and you almost need to cut slits in it so you can kind of pull each section or each slit in its own direction. Okay, I'm gonna actually just keep following the curve because I feel like that's been working so far. Okay, we're moving on to the other side. It's been a bit challenging because basically you have to like cut super close to this curve in order to get it to lay flat. So that's been fun. Not really. I'm just gonna keep going around and like I'm just checking the front side to make sure that every time I'm pulling it, it stays flat. I mean, it stays straight. So I'm going to just cut off a lot of the excess here to make it easier. I'll have to go even further in. Almost done. I'm basically going to finish up the bottom now, and then I will work on the sides. So I'll do the bottom and then I'll come back and show you I'm doing the sides. On the last side, which is this straight edge here, and I don't really want to like pull too hard because I feel like that makes the stripes kind of like wonky. So I'm basically just like stretching it so that it's flat. And then when I get up to the corner, I'm basically going to do a fold. So I'm going to do the side first, and then I will fold the top part over like that to make a nice corner. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to cut the excess off now. All right, I've put my headboard back in its rightful place and I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with the results. Give you a little up close here. Everything turned out really nice. There's not any wrinkles and the lines look really good and straight. So I think I did a pretty good job. So let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer as best I can in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.